What's up guys? Welcome back to another FE2 video. This one's gonna be a little different than my other videos, but I think what I need to do and what I want to do is sit down and address what's been going on properly, because I have a lot of stuff on my mind that I've been holding in for the better part of this year. And I don't think I've ever sat down in a video and given my full true thoughts about FE2. And you're gonna hear some things that you don't like. For the first time in a long time, we're gonna talk about FE2, and I'm just gonna be brutally honest about it. And I want to address a lot of issues that I've had with it in the past couple of years. Let me preface this by saying I think FE2 is an incredible game. One of the main problems is I've been playing it for this channel for about 4 years, and now it's just kind of stale. It's getting to the point where there's nothing I can do in the game that hasn't already been done. Sure, I could keep grinding out crazy plus maps, but we'll get to that later. Recently, when I've been playing FE2, I've had to put on something what's called a game face, and that gets harder and harder to do each passing time I record a video. What I mean by the game face is I put on this persona that I try to act like I'm having fun playing the game, but I just think it's getting very obvious at this point that I'm not really having a good time anymore. And I think people are really starting to see through that facade of the game face, because now people are telling me like, Chris Semler, the game face you put on, we can tell that you're not having a good time, we can tell you're not having fun, and I really don't want to do that anymore. There's nothing really fresh about FE2 anymore except for highlights, and if I'm being honest, highlights are getting really stale, and they have been for the better part of this year. Ever since the Here to Stay update, highlights became permanent at the end of every month, and it became way too much. I can't keep up with it, and honestly, whenever I see the new highlights drop at the start of every month, I just sigh. I'm just instead of being excited. I really think crazyblox misunderstood how much content people wanted. I think he thought that more maps equals more players, but in reality, it just whittled down the player base even more than it was at the start of this year. The game is completely oversaturated with maps at this point, and there's not even that much hype for highlights anymore. I don't see that much hype in the Discord, in my comments, on other YouTube videos, and because of that, there's not really much hype for permanent maps either. Imagine taking a 3-month break from FE2. When you come back, that is 18 new maps that you have to track down and beat. That is 3 new crazy plus maps that, if you don't constantly grind the game, could take weeks or even months to beat. Oh, but once you do finally beat them, guess what? There's already 12 new maps for you to also beat. The system is just... it's such a mess, and I think it's one of the main reasons why FE2 has gone downhill. Oversaturation kills games, and I think FE2 has fallen into that trap. I'll be honest, I've never liked Crazy Plus. I thought it was awfully implemented back in December, and I don't think it's improved a whole lot, especially with highlights becoming permanent every update. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but when I play a game, the most important thing to me is, am I having fun? Is this game fun to play? Now, when we look at that in terms of Crazy Plus, I'd personally say no. I think Crazy was the perfect difficulty, and there was never any need to go higher than that. Crazy was that perfect balance between difficult enough, but not stupidly difficult. Then you bring in Crazy Plus with Rustic Jungle, and the spike from AVM to Rustic Jungle was insane. Rustic Jungle was already so much more difficult than active volcanic mines, and I think it was a horrible map to introduce the difficulty with. And then right after that, you bring in Crazy Plus highlights. I think not even a month after Crazy Plus was added, we were already getting highlights for it. Think back to Blue Moon in 2019. It took over a year until the next Crazy map was added in 2020. A new Crazy Plus map every month just became way too much, way too fast. You only have a month to beat these pretty difficult maps until they were gone forever. And I think when I really started to hate this and be affected by this was in my sub-zerosphere video. That is one of my only videos that I hate going back and watching, because I'm one of the only ones who knew how much it sucked recording that. It was horrible that I felt obligated to continue playing these maps for hours, and I wasn't even having a good time anymore. I think you can tell in that video that I'm not even having fun. Grinding out the same map for hours isn't fun to me, especially when they feel stupidly unfair. And after that sub-zerosphere video, that's why I completely cut off videos covering highlight. That was my breaking point until I made this video. As many of you know, I got a new PC, which allowed me to be good at the game again. So I beat every Crazy Plus except for Desert Ruins, but once I was done, I felt so empty. I never wanted to touch any of those maps ever again after I beat them, and it completely burned me out of the game. I think at that point, I realized something needed to change. Splendid China Wall got highlighted in December, and I think I fell into the same trap that I did with Sub-Zerosphere, where I felt obligated to beat the map. So I poured hours into it, and I just got so frustrated, and I thought, why am I even doing this? Why am I sitting here playing this game? I'm not even having a good time. Who wants to watch this? I wouldn't want to watch this. I don't think it's fun to watch someone not have a good time, because what's the point in playing the game? So I never ended up beating the map, and I'm not sure if I'll ever release that video. It had a funny concept around it where me and Smokey the Fox were American patriots with thick country accents who are upset because communism is taking over FE2 because a Chinese map was added. Let me know if you want to see that video. Maybe I'll finish editing it, I'm not sure. But to summarize, Crazy Plus, in my opinion, was a complete failure. It fractured the player base, and it drove away even more interest from the game just because of the amount of Crazy Plus maps that were being added. And this even applies to just highlights in general, because I guarantee you that I am not the only one that feels this way. So, what else have I been doing? I've been exploring other aspects of the game, thinking of things that haven't been done before, like the video where everything is a wall jump or FE2 Absolute Doom. Those are videos that I'm extremely happy with because there's something that I had no idea if it would work. I had a loose idea and ran with it. And then I get people saying, oh, Chris Semler, you're running out of ideas. On the contrary, my friend, I have far too many ideas. Right now, I have, I think, around 8 unique video ideas that I just haven't made yet, and honestly, I don't know if I'll ever make them. Something that I've really been enjoying this year is map making. 2024 saw the release of Beach City, my biggest map ever. Then we had Sanguineous Luna, Amaranthine Hallows, Decaying Silo version 3, and Sulfuric Depths. And I've also finished one more map that I haven't released just yet. And I think no matter what happens going forward, I'll always be making some kind of FE2 map. It's something that hasn't gotten stale for me, and I want to continue doing that going forward. Now to get into the main reason why I'm making this video, the state of Flood Escape 2. I don't think it's a secret to anyone watching this that FE2 has really gone downhill this year for reasons that I've already covered. The player base gets smaller and smaller every month, despite 6 new maps being added, and every video I post now has less and less people watching it than the last. And I think the most obvious teller of this is the new OST videos that crazyblox posted on his channel. It's been about a week since they were posted, and the most popular one only has 13,000 views as of me writing this video, versus Mirage Saloon, a non-official community map posted to a channel with less than 1,000 subscribers, getting over 16,000 in the same amount of time. To put it bluntly, general interest in FE2 is dead, and I don't think there's any bringing it back. I don't want to continue beating this dead horse of a game. I don't play any other Roblox games other than FE2, and I'm just getting so tired of it now. I want to move on. So what does the future of this channel look like? Firstly, I'm not quitting FE2. I don't want this to be one of those FE2 is dead, I'm quitting videos. I love FE2 so much, and I've built an audience around it, which I'm so thankful for, but I want to do other things. I recently started this Games from My Childhood series, which I've been really enjoying, and I want to focus on that more. Those are the videos that are actually fun to make. I also want to play other Roblox games for the first time, like Pressure or Block Tales. A while back, I asked you guys what games you wanted me to play, and I've taken note of a lot of those. I have a whole document of games that I want to make videos on that I've never played before. So hopefully you'll all stick along for that. Now I know you all subscribe to this channel for FE2, so I'm still going to be posting some FE2 videos, just not as often as, let's say, some of these other videos I want to make. Something else I want to discuss while we're here is flood theory. Flood Theory was kind of my big break on this channel. There was nothing else like it, everyone loved it, and it's been over a year since the last video aired. Flood Theory was planned to make a comeback. I haven't had any motivation to work on it at all. I don't even know if there's still an audience for Flood Theory. If you guys don't know, there's this sort of hidden ARG in FE2 that has yet to be solved, which I was planning on covering in episode 4. Then episode 5 would have been where the guide shopkeepers, people ended up and what they're doing. And that episode would have also covered Beach City lore, Deserted Frontier, and all that. And then episode 6 would have covered the 2053 timeline with Frozen Settlement, Machette, Bolt Zone, etc. I think another big contributor to this is the 6 maps added every month. There is new lore coming to this game at such a fast rate, and I can't keep up with it. By the time I finish writing one episode, there'll probably be like 36 new maps in the game. Another series I'm not sure I'll continue is the Doomsday art. The first video was really good, and I have a really fun idea for FE2 Day of Doom, which was going to be the next part, which I already started working on, but at this point, I'm not sure if any of these videos are going to see the light of day. I want to remind you guys that my life isn't YouTube, my life isn't Flood Escape. I'm going to college now, and as a STEM major, that takes priority before anything. Like I said, I want to start moving away from FE2, and I don't want big projects like these to hold me back. Projects that I'm not even sure if people want anymore. I haven't fully decided whether I'm going to move forward with Flood Theory or the eliteLAQ stuff, but I just want to do a video where we sit down and be completely honest. There are so many cool games that I want to play, and I just can't do it while I'm focusing on FE2. I just can't pretend that I'm having a good time playing it anymore. And I love this channel, and I'm proud of what I've built here. I never thought I was gonna get over even 1,000 subscribers. Now that I know I've gotten this far, I really want to spread out my wings and just see how far I can fly. I know FE2 has been such a big part of my channel, and it's the reason why I have an audience today, which is why I felt like I owed it to you guys to sit down and talk about it. FE2 made this channel what it is now, but if I keep going, it will be the death of this channel. So in the next few weeks, I want to try out some new games, different content, and put FE2 on the back burner. And I'm excited to see what's in the future. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for listening. Thank you for hearing me out, ramble on about the funny water game. I really appreciate it, and I really, really hope you understand.